Hey everybody, Sweaty Zeus here, coming back at you with another one on the walkthrough. I couldn't remember if we came up here before and grabbed this item and defeated the boss here, but it appears we did. We just finished Radon, so we're going to continue on with Ronnie's quest. So the item there, I think was the... Well, let's take a look. There's a couple knives, I always get them kind of mixed up here. So Ronnie wanted us to come get this, I think just to cover up the conspiracy. And then, so that's fine, we got that. And then, yeah, that was what I was curious about. So now we need to go to the other new area that we can access after dealing with Radon. So I think the closest way to get to it's probably somewhere around here, like Fort Height. Alright, if you look in the sky, you'll see something kind of crazy going on over that way. So that's where we need to make our way. You'll see a gigantic opening. It doesn't really look like much, but I don't know, let's see, so it's like right here. But we can actually get down there, so just follow this around. You remember earlier when we were in Siofra? If I know all the names get confusing, it was the area where we fought. We had to light all the braziers to fight the whatchamacallit guy. What is this? Just a message? There's a traitor taken care of. I don't know who he's referring to as the traitor. But yeah, he's going on to Nokron, the Eternal City. And yeah, I don't know who he's referring to as the traitor. Anyways, we're gonna make our way down here, and like I was telling you, in Siofra River, a long time ago, I was saying we'll go up that way later on, and I was referring to an area that was way up above us. It was actually when we killed the dragon soldier, and we ran out of time, and I had to do it at the beginning of the next video. I don't know if that helps you remember, but basically that upper area is kind of where we're headed. And if we look at our map, we're going to come in down this way, and trying to find the upper area. I think it's... I don't know that it really shows on here. It may be... We'll have to see. I don't know. I don't know if there's a new map, or I can't remember exactly, but there's a pretty big whole area when we come in this way. So it's an interesting one though. I mean, there's gonna be some pretty fun little boss fights, Crucible Knights. There'll be a lot of upgrades for our summons and things. So You don't have to do this, I guess, to beat the main part of the game. Like, but that's the thing. Like, most things in Elden Ring are optional. I'm sure you know that by now. Um, we need to get rid of that. I forgot that we had it. So I think next time we load in, our health will be increased. It's supposed to help your poise, but I think most of us would rather have the health. So, and I did want to talk about Radon's Remembrance. So after the fight, you'll get that, and then you've got the opportunity to either use it, like I said, to get the runes, or you can take it to the round table hold to Enya, who's the lady next to the giant hand, 2 fingers on the hand, and you can take it to her and exchange it for his weapons. He's got a bow that's really cool. Especially if you're like a strength build, it'll scale really well. And then the other option is his swords, Radon swords, which are like 2 gigantic, like magic power stance swords. So I think it's a single sword, and then if you dual wield, it turns into 2 swords somehow. But looks really cool. And this area is not too bad. I was kind of worried when I came here when I was playing the first time, but it's not horrible. I think we can make that jump too, if I remember right. Yeah. I think you can go either way and still get over here. Or, actually, I don't know. I think I came this way the first time. There's the Ghost Flame Torch. And you'll be introduced to mimics, which I'm excited to get our mimic. Very, very excited. So, like I said, I've played through the game twice. The last time I played through, I committed to not using the mimic because it's so good. It has since been patched, so it's not quite as good as it was initially on my first playthrough. And that's where you'll come if you didn't jump up like I did. But yeah, these right here are mimics, but they're not the mimic I'm referring to. So we'll get a summon mimic, and it'll basically turn into us. Like, it'll be an exact copy of our player. And it will, have whatever items you're using, or it'll have equipped whatever you got equipped and spells exactly the way you're set up. So a lot of people will recommend, if you're in a tough fight, you may want to specialize him more and make sure he's only got, you don't want to leave him a bunch of like spell buffs that he'll play around with during the fight. Just, kind of give him a sword and maybe use like manual buffs yourself or something. But kind of like what you got equipped on your quick items is I think what I'll get. So, but yeah, so the first playthrough, I used the mimic and it was really fun. He's really good. And the second playthrough, I was like, well, I want to be more challenged, and I tried to do like no summons. But there's a couple places where I would get frustrated and use summons, and it's probably like the old, when I used to play the Dark Souls games, like I could do them without a NPC summon, because there'd usually be NPC summons on all those fights, like there are in a few places in this game. And yeah, anyway, so I'd try to do it on my own, but then after a while I may use help, use a summon just to distract the boss a little bit or something. but I purposely swore off using the mimic that whole playthrough because it made the game so much easier. You know, it's still difficult. Like you'll still have your challenges here and there, but the mimic, honestly, like some bosses will be able to beat the boss like purely himself before it was patched. So I haven't spent a lot of time with it after the patch, so I don't know, you know, like exactly how good it'll be, but I think it's still pretty good from what I've heard. It's just not like insanity like it was. It was like having a whole nother live player with you. Like I saw videos where people beat Melania in like, you know, 30, 40 seconds. It's like, you know, they'd get the blasphemous blade, which is like, you know, one of the most overpowered weapons in the game, and it's got a pretty insane um, Ash of War, and they would just be kind of volleying the boss back and forth, staggering her, um, like through the whole fight, where she didn't even get a chance to like, you know, swing her sword hardly. So, I mean, it makes like some of the bosses like so much more doable. So, like I said, if you're someone who struggled with the game initially, like that's what this walkthrough is supposed to be for. So I'm going to show you how to do things as far as I know the easiest way. And it may not be, you know, there may be someone out there who may figure out a different way or, you know, may do things a little better, but I just wanted to put one together myself to try to help people to get into the series and not feel, you know, judged about how they're playing or what they're using or whatever. So, because you know, I've only been around with these games myself for about 4 years, so I kind of know the drill. When I came in at Sekiro, um, is when I started. So that was 20 beginning of 2019. So 3 years, beginning of 2019, and after I finished it, you know, I went to Dark Souls, which had its own community that had been around for at that point like 3 or 4 years. So I understand the grief you get for you know, being a newbie and all that. So just wanted to give you kind of the easiest on ramp I could figure out. So, but using the mimic will definitely be part of that. Those larval tears, as I said earlier, are just those are upgrades you give to Renala, or not upgrades, but usable items that will allow you to rebirth your character again and again, as many as you have, which are, you know, when you reinvest your stats. Speaking of that, I did reset my stats before the last video, or before this video, after the last video. I switched to a faith character, which I've actually, since the patch has been out, I've been wanting to try, and I've watched some videos on what spells have been buffed and which haven't, and it looks like a lot of the ones I was wanting to use before are actually pretty viable now. So, and I did do my initial playthrough faith, but I really, really enjoyed it. So, if you're doing something and not really enjoying it, or thinking about doing something else, I would consider, you know, that might be an option for you. I think it's one of the ones that's more manageable. Uh, as far as like what got better and what got worse. All magic got better, so faith and intelligence magic both were really, really improved. Like, almost every single spell in the game was improved. There's only like 3 or 4 that were either left the same or maybe like 5 or 6. There's only a few that were not improved. Almost all were either improved or vastly improved. And then there's just a couple that were either left the same or downgraded. So as far as what changed, other than the spells, both faith and intelligence, the blood builds have been pretty pretty downgraded, which I don't love because I thought they were really fun. The other playthrough I was doing as a prep for this, concurrently with it, was a bleed build, and I noticed a difference almost immediately. It does seem it's harder to build up, and also that it might not be taking as much damage off, doing as much damage when it procs. So I don't know the exact numbers, what's been changed, but may just be something to think about if you ever do a rebirth and change your stats. Alright, so I think we go right through here next. I hadn't been through here yet on my other playthrough, mostly because I remembered a lot of this, and the other route I went, I really didn't remember much about, so I'm exploring that more over there. We will do both. I didn't have the time to play through everything, and this one seemed the one that I would be able to manage. So there's our boss fight right there to get the mimic tier. It's not a hard fight either, really, unless it's been changed. I didn't play through this, like I said, on my second playthrough. I never even came and got the mimic, so it could have been changed, but initially it wasn't hard. I've noticed even with this weapon, the bleed being toned down a little bit. I forget which enemy it was, but it seemed like it was fairly recent, and I hit them like a lot, and the bleed didn't proc until they were almost completely dead. I was kind of shocked. Even though this has bleed, it's not like really a bleed, pure bleed weapon. You can't infuse it. It doesn't really scale off your arcane like a lot of bleed weapons do. Alright, I think that's everything we need. The other thing I want to do is, real soon, is do the, potion to get Nefeli as a summon. I think that'd be pretty good, really. Alright, I just like to go through here every now and then, clear out all these that I've got available. Robustness. Why are they... Huh. Alright. Oh, and we picked these up. Um, I don't think last episode, but the one before. A couple of these. We got this one then. This one increases intelligence and endurance, lowers your FP. This one we've had for a while. Increases intelligence and dex, lowers HP. This one increases intelligence a lot, so about 6. Lowers HP and stamina. This one increases intelligence, lowers stamina. So, if you like any of those. I thought this one was pretty good when I was playing as Int, because, you know, usually I could get by with a little lower FP. This one was endurance +2. This one's bigger +1. We still need to get the blue. There's a blue cow hood that's just like this. Let me throw this back on. Alright, I think that's everything we need. Look at all those statuses we've got. I thought there was a little cutscene for this. Maybe it's just what happens, like... Oh shit, it's gonna be pretty tough with Bloodhound's finesse. Oh shit. There we go, do work. Come on, Ingball. No, don't let him heal. That's the other thing too, is they can pot just like us. So if you get them down, press the issue. There we go. And there we go. We'll get we got the silver chair mask as well. Or wait, I know we get it here. Where is it? Oh, yeah, it's not right here. I'm so sorry. We fought it here. Yeah, I was backwards. Sorry about that. It's real close though. We'll get it very soon. I don't know why in my memory I was remembering it being associated with the fight, but it's actually not. It's just nearby, so. Things are gonna get a little harder up ahead, not like insane, but that's why I'm trying to go ahead and use a few of these. I was 36, I overshot a little bit, didn't I? I'm trying to get this to 40. I know with my respec I got it a little lower. That's where my stats are right now. My main stat I'm going to pull damage from is going to be Faith. Right now it's not helping our weapon that we're using, but we've already got it to +10, so we'll be fine for now. And then when I get a weapon that scales off Faith, that'll greatly make a big difference. So. Alright. There's actually another ancestor spirit in this area, which, if you remember, is the big elk thing that we fought. I think there's something on the bridge. It's not an item. I was thinking there was one down here. Oh, okay. Alright, so you can see now, down there, way down there, is where we were. That's the Lord of Bloods area over there where we got the +10 item. So we've got this whole puzzle again with the braziers, so we're gonna have to do that again. And we're gonna have to deal with the stupid ancestral spirits again, which are the horned guys that greatly suck. This is a good area for farming thin animal bones, or really thick ones for that matter. There's a lot of thicker animals too. That's just, I think that's there to teach you that that's the Lord of Blood up there. So if you play the game and weren't told where anything was, your only indication that there isn't a Lord of Blood would have been Sir Gideon Ofnir. I think tells you in the Round Table Hold all the different demigods that we're supposed to slay or whatever, and he will mention them, but he says he doesn't know where he is or how to get there. So that's where we're gonna go, over there to that little city. And get used to their annoying singing as well. So you're gonna experience that. What's that area down there? Oh, okay, I know. When they're singing, I think they give a buff to all the other ones that are in the area. So usually you want to try to take the singer out first. So we're gonna run and jump. I don't know what these creepy statues are, or how they got turned into statues. Some more creepy FromSoft stuff. Oh, we gotta go down that way, but first I'm gonna jump over here. I can't remember. Is there something back here? Yes. Another dew. You really have to be sending a lot to use all of them. Should be smacking all kinds of NPCs in the face. They give you plenty to straighten out your issues. Alright. Is that everything up here? Cool. So a lot of these will turn into something else. For example, this one will turn into a person, I think. they're not too bad. There's some that will turn into giants. I think it's like a boss type, mini boss type thing. There's like maybe more than one, like several that turn into a giant, so wouldn't worry about it, but there's some butterflies. I think those are the ones that you can build sleep arrows with. Could be wrong. And this is, we'll get our mimicked here real shortly in here. So there's a stone sword on the other side of this room. Thought I was hearing a beetle as well. Yeah, it was. It was you. Not quite as important as what I was hoping, but I'll take you. So here it is. This is where you'll get your mimic. There's an enemy in there too. Which is kind of silly when you can just backstab them, but okay. There we go. Best summon in the game. I've also heard Black Knife Tish is real good. I never used that one. Just kind of stupidly thought that it couldn't be that good if it's a black knife because they're not overly, they don't have a lot of HP. But yeah, I've kind of heard the opposite out of everyone since. So when we get it, I'll mess around with it too, see how it does. I think that ball is, yeah, it's like alive. Like roll into us or something. Okay, we've got about half an hour left. This is very similar to another underground area we'll get to a little later. I had me kind of confused there for a second. best bet is to try to kill them before they turn. I'm totally forgetting using my faith. I've been playing as quality so long. Oh yeah, there's the troll dude. Ooh. Cotton. Come on now. Where'd my summon go? He just like jumped into oblivion. Still had health left. Oh, come on. Oh yeah, we got this. Forgot. I love that move. There we go. Yeah, so real quick, I want to go over, I got Flame granting strength just like before. Black Flame, which I enjoy. It's been improved quite a bit. I've got O Flame, which I've never used. That's just like a little burst. Flame Sling, which is like Black Flame, but normal flames. Got Frozen Lightning Spear, which is really cool. It does a AoE, like a little cone pattern in front of you. And it does cold damage. Got a Lightning Spear, which you saw I just did. You can hold it and charge it, or you can get it off fast. Honed Bolt, which is pretty good. And this, you just click onto an enemy you want to attack, and what's cool is you can hit it pretty over, and it doesn't use much FP if you look there. So, got a lot of fun options. And that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg. That was all I could, all that I'd grabbed so far at 40 faith. I'll probably get it up to like somewhere in the 60s, maybe. Was it 40 faith? I can't even remember. I was thinking we had something back here, but nope. Sorry to waste your time. So I think there's an item in here, and we'll take the away gate, see where that goes. Finger Slayer Blade, great glove work. It takes us right back where we were. Let's see where we are in time. Tell you what, I want to go to Round Table while we got a shot and upgrade this Mimic. Oh yeah, we did pick up a bell bearing too. Or two of them, I think. No, just the one. Okay. So it's gonna allow us to pick up the Ghost Glove Works, which is 1 through 3. We'll be getting we could have already got it, but we'll go get the um, smithing bell bearing level 2 real soon. It's right by the capital, so we can upgrade that some more to kind of see what we have available. Alright, I think that's all I wanted to see.
Greetings. Are you here for...
So here's our mimic. Very expensive. So we don't have a Ghost 5. It's a shame. If you click on There's Something You Should Know, she's going to tell you about the Dung Eater, who's over on the other side of the round table hole.
Would you like me?
If you talk to her, she's going to tell you something pretty important.
You are so fair. Dear Roger likes to talk of it when abed, the ancient plot in which the black knives wielded by the assassins who committed the act, along with the impressions they made. Dear Roger likes to the ancient black knife, along with the impression. My dear, might I? Could you please find?
Yeah, that's what I thought. So she's going to ask us to find the owner of the weathered dagger. And it's kind of funny because the owner is here in the round table hold. It's D, who's been pretty cool with us. It's up to you if you want to give it to him. I'll give you some spoilers here in about the next 5 seconds. If you're not interested, you may want to turn the volume down or skip ahead. Again, spoiler warning. But as soon as you give it to him, D will thank you very much for it. And when you come back the next time, he will be dead, with Fia standing over his corpse, and it looks like he's been killed by death affliction. You know, like if we got death inflicted by the basilisk. So it's up to you whether you want to give it to him or not. Cool thing is, though, if we do give it to him, we get his armor. So, totally up to you. So we would say give him the weathered dagger.
How did you get your hands on that dagger? Well, I know very well. Why don't I good work?
So it's basically his old dagger. If you want to buy these from him, it'd be a good time, and we'll get his bell bearing, but these are fundamentalist incantations. I don't really like them because if you look, they take both int and faith. So unless you've got a Sword of Night and Flame build, they're kind of silly. He's not doing so hot. Just kind of breathing funky.
You have returned.
Sorry, I had to yell at my dog real quick. Alright, so here's the sword we can get, and here's the bow. I can use the bow, so I think I'm going to grab that. And we can pick up Radon's armor now, if you want. Some of it's pretty cool. So it's this one, this one, this one, this one, which you could probably tell by looking at. And you can hit his arrows now too, actually. So being that we picked up his
Now go
bow, we
forget the
probably should
word.
grab those. But his bow will just use any great arrows, so we can take those off.